Yuga-dharma Harinama Yashodanandana Vrajajanaranja Yashodanandana Yashodanandana Vrajajanaranja Yashodanandana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Śrīla Prabhupada ki jai, Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam ki jai. Hare Krishna. Padaya Krishna Krishnaya Vishnu Swami Krishna Krishna Namaste Saraswate Gurave Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshakarine. So, reading from Preaching with the Essence. Preaching is based on compassion, section number 7. The preachers live compassion. One who identifies himself as a follower of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu should feel like Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who said that Iha sabarakon mate haibe nistar. How will all these yavanas be delivered? Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was always anxious to deliver the fallen souls because their fallen condition gave him great unhappiness. That is the platform on which one can propagate the mission of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So, this is from Chaitanya Charitamrita Antya Leela, chapter 3, verse 51. So, the fallen condition of the soul is its reluctance to serve Krishna, reluctance to please Krishna's senses. We are conditioned by the desire to enjoy ourselves. This is considered as the diseased condition. Now, why specifically did Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, why did he specifically ask about the Yavanas and the Mlechas? The Yavanas and the Mlechas are out of Vedic society. Why are they out of Vedic society? Because they are not on the path to liberation. You see, even Shudras, now there are 4 castes in Vedic civilization. You have the Brahmana, this is the top. You have the Kshatriya. The Brahmana is the intelligent class. The Kshatriya is the administrative class. You have the Vaishya, which is the mercantile class, the business class. And then the Shudras, which are the worker class. So the Shudras are generally considered very... it's degraded because you have 3 other castes above them. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he didn't ask about the Shudras, he asked about the Yavanas and the Mlechas, because the Shudras are at least engaged in the service of the higher castes. And thus there is some hope that they will attain a better form of birth, a better birth, and in that way they will be closer to liberation from the cycle of birth and death. Whereas the Yavanas and the Mlechas, because they are out of Vedic society, they don't have access to that. So therefore Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is asking about them. How can these people be delivered? They are also humans, but they are out of Vedic society, so what to do? So he was always anxious. And then of course the answer that Haridas Thakur gave was that by the holy name everyone can be delivered. So that is why we are chanting the holy names out every day in public. Prabhupada said, we are giving them their good fortune. So you give people the good fortune, you give them the qualification to practice Krishna consciousness, and then ask them to practice Krishna consciousness. So that is why Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the avatar is considered Namo Mahavadanyaya, that he is most merciful as compared to the other avatars. The other avatars, you have to elevate yourself. Krishna spoke the Bhagavad Gita, but he spoke and it was recorded. But he did not order that it be distributed to everyone. He said, one who distributes is very dear to me. He didn't say, Arjuna, you go and distribute. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he said that. He said, Jare deko tare kaha Krishna upadesh, amar agya guru haya tara idesh. That whoever you see, now give them Krishna upadesh. Instruct them about Krishna. Ask them to chant the holy name of Krishna. And then, in this way, become a guru and deliver the land. Deliver the whole world. But Krishna didn't ask that. Rama didn't ask that. So therefore, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is considered as the most munificent, merciful incarnation of Krishna. And the preachers have the same mood of compassion, that they're very unhappy to see the condition of the fallen souls outside. It's like today morning about 4:15, before Mangal Arati, there were some people yelling and screaming out in the street. Obviously, most probably in a drunken state of mind. And I was reflecting with Mahotsav Prabhu. Was like, we're going for Mangal Arati and there's their Arati going on outside. But it's just that our Mangal Arati means it's auspicious. Whereas their Arati that's going outside, why am I saying it? Arati basically is a form of worship and glorification. So, we are worshipping Krishna and they're worshipping Maya. And therefore their Arati is a Mangal Arati. It's not auspicious. It's very miserable. In the morning at 4:15, it's freezing. It's cold. One of the coldest days is this winter. It's so cold and they're outside yelling and screaming, in the cold. They don't experience any happiness. People think that they're getting happiness. They go, on Saturday night, today's Saturday, so on Saturday night they go to these bars, they go to the pubs, and they think that I'm going to get happiness, I'm going to be happy. They think that this a bottle of wine is going to give them happiness. Some form of human being, either a male or female or something in between, is going to give them happiness. But every time they're frustrated, and they don't realize that. And the Vaishnavas, they see this and they're like, how to bring these people to their senses? How can we give them Krishna's mercy? How can we actually teach them their happiness? Just like Ram Rai Prabhu was telling in the morning, he was quoting that, he was reading from the same book, which is a quote from Teachings of Lord Chaitanya. It said the preacher is uninvited. But then Ram Rai Prabhu was explaining that actually, in one sense, that every conditioned soul, the deep down in his heart, he's searching for that happiness. And so the preacher understands that this is what they're actually seeking for. And that happiness is found in Krishna consciousness. And therefore he is teaching them. Chant the holy name. Read Bhagavad Gita. Practice Krishna consciousness. And the preacher tells them, surrender. Surrender your lives. Surrender your lives. You have been going in the cycle of birth and death for so many lifetimes. It's like, what's that song? Udila Aruna Puraba Bhage. So in that, what's that Pishachi Rakhole that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, I want to pull that up. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, how long will you sleep in the lap of the witch called Maya? So, that's Jeev Jago. Jeev Jago, I'm sorry. So, Gaura Chandar Bore, Kota Nidra Jao Maya Pishachi Rakhole. That wake up souls, wake up sleeping souls, wake up sleeping souls. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu called out. How long will you sleep on the lap of the witch called Maya? And then he says, you have forgotten me, but I'm actually your real friend. So it's a very nice song. And in Udila Aruna, Udila Aruna has a similar theme where it said that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu early in the morning they're taking the mridangas, they're taking the wampers. Tatai bhajer jajer jaja is called the wampers. Jhal. So they're taking that and they're singing through the streets at what? Early morning. It's before sunrise. So why are they doing that? Because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is like, what are you doing? Why are you sleeping at this hour? Wake up and chant the holy name of Krishna. So the similar theme is expressed by Bhaktivinoda Thakur in his what's that song they sing in Vrindavan every morning? Vibhavari Shesha, Aloka Pravesha, Nidra Chadi Uto Jiva. Give up your sleep and get up, O Jiva. Bolo Hari Hari Mukunda Murari, Rama Krishna Hayagriva. Chant, get up, chant, and chant the holy names of Rama Krishna Hayagriva. So it's very beautiful. The self-realized soul does not waste his time sleeping. And the Vaishnavas, they don't like to let the jiva sleep. Sometimes when you wake up devotees in the mornings, sometimes you wake up, Prabhu, it's time for Mangal. I don't want to get for Mangal Arati. I'm so tired, Prabhu. I've been doing so many services, blah, blah, blah. But it's compassion. It's actually love. Whereas sometimes people outside, if you sing in the morning, then they give a noise complaint. But actually, we are complaining that they're sleeping. They're complaining that we're awake. So we're doing them a favor by actually making them awake. Of course, unfortunately, we also have to stay within some codes of conduct so that we can stay in the building. Otherwise, and it can be problematic. But I'm just comparing that because we're living in this. This is why Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is concerned about the yavanas. As in India, you can get up and chant at 4 a.m. in the morning, and then even if the people complain to the police, you tell them, whatever, I'm going to chant. Still, that culture is there in India, but here you can't do it. You get thrown out. Because here people don't see that. They think that who is a friend? One who glorifies me is the friend. One who lets me, indulge my senses. One who lets me go on the super fast track to hell. He's my friend. They think he's. But no, in Vedic culture, we understand that one who helps us get rid of the cycle of birth and death. He is our actual friend. So that therefore the Guru, the Acharya, like Śrīla Prabhupada, they are it's even in Guru Puja, Bandhan Mohi Savadana. Bandha means he is friend. Bandhan Mohi Savadana. Mate. Anyways, so any comments or questions? If not, we can proceed to the Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. All right. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Reading from Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 3, Text 1. Suta uvacha Jagre paurusham rupam Bhagavan mahadadibihi Sambhutam shodashakalam Adau loka shishikshaya Suta uvacha Jagrihe paurusham rupam Bhagavan mahadadibihi Sambhutam shodashakalam Adau loka shishikshaya Suta uvacha Jagrihe paurusham rupam Bhagavan mahadadibihi Sambhutam shodashakalam Adau loka shishikshaya Suta uvacha Jagrihe paurusham rupam Bhagavan mahadadibihi Jagrihe paurusham rupam Bhagavan mahadadibihi Adoloka shikshaya Suta uvacha Jagrihe paurusham rupam Bhagavan mahadadibihi Sambhutam shodashakalam Adoloka shikshaya Suta uvacha Jagrihe paurusham rupam Bhagavan mahadadibihi Sabhutam shodashakalam Adau loka shishikshaya Suta uvacha Jagrihe Paurusham Rupam Bhagavan Mahadadibihi Sambhutam Shodashakalam Adavloka Shikshaya. Is it possible to get a Brahma Samhita?
Yeah.
Thank you. Suta Uvacha. Suta said. Jagrihe. Accepted. Paurusham. Plenary portion as the Purusha incarnation. Rupam. Form. Bhagavan. The personality of Godhead. Mahadadibihi. With the ingredients of the material world. Sambhutam. Thus there was the creation of. Shodashakalam. 16 primary principles. Adav. In the beginning. Loka. The universes. Shikshaya. On the intention of creating. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Śrīla Prabhupada. Suta said, in the beginning of the creation, the Lord first expanded Himself in the universal form of the Purusha incarnation and manifested all ingredients for the material creation. And thus, at first, there was the creation of the 16 principles of material action. This was for the purpose of creating the material universe. Purport. The Bhagavad Gita states that the personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, maintains these material universes by extending His plenary expansions. So this Purusha form is the confirmation of the same principle. The original personality of Godhead, Vasudeva, or Lord Krishna, who is famous as the son of King Vasudeva or King Nanda, is full with all opulences, all potencies, all fame, all beauty, all knowledge, and all renunciation. Part of His opulences are manifested as impersonal Brahman, and part of His opulences are manifested as Paramatma. This Purusha feature of the same personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, is the original Paramatma manifestation of the Lord. There are 3 Purusha features in the material creation, and this form, who is known as Karnodakashai Vishnu, is the first of the 3. The others, known as Garbhodakashai Vishnu and the Kshirodakashai Vishnu, which we shall know one after another. The innumerable universes are generated from the skin holes of this Karnodakashai Vishnu, and in each one of the universes the Lord enters as Garbhodakashai Vishnu. In the Bhagavad Gita, it is also mentioned that the material world is created at certain intervals and then again destroyed. This creation and destruction is done by the Supreme Will because of the conditioned souls or the Nitya Baddha living entities. The Nitya Baddha, or the eternally conditioned souls, have the sense of individuality or ahankar, which dictates them sense enjoyment, which they are unable to have constitutionally. The Lord is the only enjoyer, and all others are enjoyed. The living beings are predominated enjoyers, but the eternally conditioned souls, forgetful of these constitutional positions, have strong aspirations to enjoy. The chance to enjoy matter is given to the conditioned souls in the material world, and side by side they are given the chance to understand their real constitutional position. These fortunate living entities who catch the truth and surrender onto the lotus feet of Vasudeva after many, many births in the material world join the eternally liberated souls and are thus allowed to enter into the kingdom of Godhead. After this, such fortunate living entities need not come again within the occasional material creation, but those who cannot catch the constitutional truth are again merged into the Mahat Tattva at the time of the annihilation of the material creation. When the creation is again set up, this Mahat Tattva is again let loose. This Mahatattva contains all the ingredients of the material manifestations, including the conditioned souls. Primarily, this Mahatattva is divided into 16 parts, namely the 5 gross material elements and the 11 working instruments or senses. It is like the cloud in the clear sky. In the spiritual sky, the effulgence of Brahman is spread all around, and the whole system is dazzling in spiritual light. The Mahatattva is assembled in some corner of the vast unlimited spiritual sky, and the part which is thus covered by the Mahatattva is called the material sky. This part of the spiritual sky is called the Mahatattva. This part of the spiritual sky called the Mahatattva is only an insignificant portion of the whole spiritual sky, and within this Mahatattva there are innumerable universes. All these universes are collectively produced by Karnodakasai Vishnu, also called the Mahavishnu, who simply throws his glance to impregnate the material sky. Namagyanatimirandasya jnananjana shalakaya chakshur unmilitam yena tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupat Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagajatam Sagana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadhvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitamscha. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Suta Uvacha Jagrihe Paurusham Rupam Bhagavan Mahadadibihi Sambhutam Shodashak Kalam Adav Loka Shishikshaya. Suta said, in the beginning of the creation, the Lord first expanded himself in the universal form of the Purusha incarnation and manifested all the ingredients for material creation. And thus, at first, there was the creation of the 16 principles of material action. This was for the purpose of creating the material universe. So, here, the process of creation is explained. And the verse prior to this, in the previous chapter, it was explained why the Lord takes incarnations. So there are different types of incarnations the Supreme Lord takes. And this chapter is titled that Krishna is the source of all incarnations. So, why is that explained? Now, Krishna, as we hear from Shastra and as is described by in the Bhagavad Gita and in the Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, two-armed form, plays on his flute, and he lives in Vrindavan, in Mathura, in Dwaraka, and he performs his pastimes. Now, this Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, expands himself in various incarnations, and the particular incarnation that's being described over here is that of the Purusha incarnation or Karnodakasai Vishnu. So there are different types of incarnations. So the previous verse was explaining about Leela-avatara Anurato. So Leela-avatar, incarnations that expand for the sake of performing pastimes. And why are those pastimes performed? That was also explained in the previous verse. That Lokanvai Loka Bhavana, to benefit the world, to benefit. So here Śrīla Prabhupada states, that in the purport that the living entities, they are in this material world because they want to enjoy matter. But they can't enjoy it. Why? Because it's not their constitutional position. So a chance is given to enjoy matter, but a chance is also given for them to realize their constitutional position. And when they realize this constitutional position, they go back home, back to Godhead, they serve Krishna in the eternal spiritual world, and don't come back to this miserable material universe. So, different incarnations are for different purposes. So the Leela avatar that was described in the previous verses, which are, incarnations of Krishna, Rama, Hayagriva, Matsya, Kurma, all these different various forms of incarnations of Krishna, they are all meant to remind the conditioned souls, including Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is also Leela avatar. But we also understand that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the source of everything because he's non-different from Krishna. But anyway, he comes also with the intention to, what is this? Was that Shikai Sharnagati Bhakatera Pran? What's the first line? Atyanta Durlabha Prema Kori Bare Dan Shikai Sharnagati Bhakatera Pran. What is the verse before that? Anyway, forget. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Jive Doya Kori. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he came for what? Jive Doya Kori. To give mercy to the conditioned soul. Jive Doya Kori. Swaparshada Suya Dhamma Saha Avatari. That he appears along with his associates. Swaparshada, which are all Vaishnavas. All his associates are Vaishnavas. So Parshada, Suya Dhamma, and he appears with his own abode. And Saha Avatari, so he avatars, he incarnates like that. And what does he do? Atyanta Durlabha Prema Kori Baredan, he gives love of Godhead. He teaches them love of Godhead. And Shikaya Sharanagati, he teaches them to surrender. And this surrender, this process of surrender is the life and soul of the devotees. So this is what the Leela avatars are meant for. They come to remind the conditioned souls that, as we previously discussed when we were discussing about preaching is the essence, this is not what you're supposed to be doing, O conditioned souls. You think you're enjoying, but you're not enjoying. So, but the Purusha incarnations, on the other hand, which is being discussed over here, is meant for creation of the material, which means the Purusha incarnations kind of do the opposite thing. They allow the conditioned souls to enjoy matter. They give the facility. They give permission. So there are 3 Purusha incarnations and there are 3 Guna incarnations. So all of these do the same thing. So the 3 Purusha incarnations are Karnodakasai Vishnu, Garbhodakasai Vishnu, and Shirodakasai Vishnu. So Karnodakasai Vishnu. So the process of creation which is one of the things that I found very attractive when I first approached Krishna conscious philosophy. Is like, wow, the process of creation is so nicely explained. Because, coming from a Hindu background, I could go to temples. Okay, there's Ganesh, there's Shiva, there's Durga, there's, and there was, at least when I was young, there was no Sai Baba, but, now Sai Baba has popped into the exhibition of the various gods. So many people, when they approach, Vedic culture, they come and say, oh, there's many gods. There's so many gods. So there's a picture. You showed a picture of, you showed a video of your aunt, is it? Sister going to a Hindu temple, and she's offering some arati. So the puja, so it's funny. It's she goes there and she sees all these forms. It's like one is sitting on a tiger, another's having a snake on his head, and it's like, what is this? Another's playing a flute. It's like, and then she goes to puja and gives her a plate with a lamp on it. And says, come on, do it. And just circle. And then she circles, and then she looks around, and she has the most bewildered face. She looks like she doesn't know what the heck is going on. So it's like that, when you approach this. And that's she has no introduction to Hinduism, but actually the average Hindu is almost as confused anyway, because he also doesn't have an idea of what. He also does not have an idea of what's going on. He's like, oh, if I worship Vishnu, I get this. If I worship Shiva, I get this, and someone says you worship Sai Baba, you get that, and you get this, so they do it. Oh, today is Hanuman Jayanti, I will go and worship Hanuman. Tomorrow is Ganesh Chaturdasi, I will go there, I'll go this, do that. No idea. No idea what is this universe, why am I here? And so many people get this idea that in Vedic culture there are many gods. No, but that's not what the Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam says. Jagrehe paurusham rupam bhagavan mahadadibihi. That in the beginning of creation, the Lord first expands. So there's one Lord, there's one Supreme Personality of God, and He expands Himself. And what does He expand Himself? He doesn't expand Himself into Sai Baba. He expands Himself in particular incarnations that are explained in Shastra, explained in the creation. So in the Brahma Samhita, it's explained that Sahasra Shīrisha Purusa Sahasraksha Sahasrapad Sahasra Bahur Vishwatma Sahasramsha Sahasra Suhu. So it's very similar, interestingly, it's very similar to the Shruti mantras of the Purusha Sukta. Sahasra Shīrisha Purusha Sahasraksha Sahasrapad Sabhutim Vishwato Bhutva Atyatishta Dashangulam. So here the Lord of the mundane world, Mahavishnu, possesses thousands and thousands of eyes and hands. He is the source of the thousands and thousands of avatars in his thousands and thousands of subjective portions. He is the creator of thousands and thousands of individual souls. So this is how magnificent the creation is. That in the spiritual world there is a small cloud that is floating in the spiritual sky, is Brahma Jyoti, in the spiritual sky of Brahma Jyoti, where all the spiritual planets, Krishna explains in the Bhagavad Gita, Natad bhāsyate suryo nashashanko nachapavaka yad gatva nanivartante tadhama paramam mama. That he states that this spiritual world, he gives a description of it. He gives a description. He doesn't say it's just light. Krishna doesn't say it's just light. Krishna gives a description. Natad bhāsyate suryo nashashanko nachapavaka. That over there is no sun, there is no moon, and there is no electricity. But still, that abode is effulgent by its own spiritual potency. So all the planets in the spiritual sky, they are all self-effulgent. And the Lord Himself is present over there in His various forms, and He is also self-effulgent. And the Vaishnavas who are serving over there, they are also self-effulgent. So there's a lot of effulgence in the spiritual sky. And then in a corner of that spiritual sky, there is this cloud that is floating, which is called the Mahat Tattva. And in that cloud is the form of Karnodaka Sai Vishnu, who in general our understanding when we see a picture is that there's one Vishnu lying. But actually from the Brahma Samhita we understand that Vishnu actually has thousands of heads and thousands of arms and thousands of so he lies in that he fills that Mahat Tattva with water, which is spiritual water, and he lies on it. And it's explained in the Brahma Samhita that he is in a state of Yoga Nidra. It comes in the next verse also actually. But all the Purusha incarnations are in Yoga Nidra, including Kshirodaka Sai Vishnu. So they're all Yoga Nidra refers to a state of sleepiness, but it's not like the sleep that we have. It's transcendental sleep, that the Lord enjoys His sleep. So the Supreme Lord, He lies on that causal ocean, and then He creates this material universe. And how does He create? All the pores of all the yakarnava jale bhajatisma yoga nidram ananta jagadanda saroma kupa adara shaktim avalambya param sumurtim govindam adi purusham tamaham bhajami. So let's see, I don't know, anyone knows the number of the verse? 41. All right. So the translation is as follows: I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, who is the absolute substantive principle, being the ultimate entity. Oh no, that's not 41. Sorry, I'm not just read it. Maya yasi jagadanda shatani sute. That's what it is now. It's Ananda Chinmaya Ras Goloka Nami Damni Chalete Tasya. Anyway, I can't find it.
Yeah, Yeah, go on.
Shiramita Didi Vikara Vishesha Yoga Diparchire Vijitashantara. Okay, here it is, 47. I adore the primeval Lord Govinda, who is assuming his own great subjective form, who bears the name of Shesha, replete with the all-accommodating potency and reposing in the causal ocean with the infinity of the world in the pores of his hair, enjoys creative sleep. In his sleep he creates. And so all the innumerable universes emanate from the pores of his body and out of his breathing, and then when he glances on them, he impregnates them with the spirit souls. And then the spirit souls enter the individual universes, and then Vishnu again enters. Krishna again enters those universes and assumes the second Purusha incarnation as Garbhodakasai Vishnu, fills that universe again half with water, lies again on it, creates Brahma, and then Brahma creates the rest of the universe. And again, after, when Brahma is in the process of creating, Vishnu creates another spiritual planet within the material universe for him, which is known as Dhruvaloka, where Vishnu lies in the causal milk ocean, and he's called Kshirodakasai Vishnu, and there he's reclining and resting. So when the demigods, when they have any problems, when Kamsa is troubling, or Ravana is causing so many problems, then they go and pray at the shore of the milk ocean. It's explained in the Krishna book how Shiva and Brahma and all the other demigods, the host of demigods, they go to the shore of the causal ocean, they go to the shore of the milk ocean, and they sing the Purusha Sukta. They sing the Purusha Sukta prayers. And then Vishnu, being pleased with them, answers their prayers and gives them a solution. And in the Krishna book, for that specific incident, Krishna informs Brahma in his heart that I will appear soon in the dynasty of Yadu, the Yadu dynasty, and will vanquish the demons and reduce the burden of the earth. So therefore, the Purusha incarnation is stated to be the source of all the other incarnations, because that, from one perspective, Brahma is going and praying to whom? To Kshirodakasai Vishnu, and then Krishna appears. Because Kshirodakasai Vishnu, I will appear like this. And when Krishna appeared in the prison in front of Devaki and Vasudev, he appeared first as Vishnu, four-armed form Vishnu, and then as Krishna, baby Krishna. So the Purusha incarnations are glorified as the source of all the avatars. But our Acharya has explained that the Purusha incarnations are like the passageway through which the incarnations in the spiritual sky appear through. So anyway, and why is all this big setup done? This huge setup goes on because Krishna is merciful. Why does all these universes have to be created? This very elaborate system. He has to fill the universe half with water, then he creates Brahma, then Brahma creates, and there's this whole thing. It's so detailed that when we first read the Bhagavatam, actually our head spins because it's so complex. It's like, okay, so there are 16. So here it's mentioned about the 16 principles of material action. So what are those 16 principles? You have the 5 elements, which is Bhumi, Rapo, Nalo, Vayu. So you have earth, water, fire, air, and ether. The 5 elements. And then it's stated here that, where is that? 16 parts, yeah. So the Mahatattva is divided into 16 parts, namely 5 gross material elements and 11 working instruments or senses. So 11 working instruments or senses refer to the Pancha Indriyas, the 5 senses and the 5 sense objects. So you have the 5 senses, which are, I'm just pulling it up so that I don't forget, which are Eyes, ears, nose, tongue, sense of touch, skin. And then you have the five. So you have the five sense organs, these are the five perceptive sense organs, and then you have the five working sense organs, which are the hands, the leg, the stomach, the evacuation outlet, and the genitals. And then the 11th sense is the mind. So all this is already produced in the beginning. And you will find that, all living entities, they are made of these 16 material principles. They have these different material principles in different shapes and forms. And the five also includes the sense objects, which refer to form, taste, smell, sound, and touch. So these five also includes. So sometimes it's stated 16, sometimes it's stated 25 because of this. Sometimes in some parts of the Bhagavatam we say 25 material elements. Mahatattva consists of 25. Sometimes stated 16. Because sometimes the sense organs, the senses are included with the sense objects. The eye is included with sight, skin is included with touch. So it's going to club together. Sometimes they're separated for the sake of explaining. So it's complex. This seems somewhat complex. But what's the purpose of understanding all this? To understand that this material universe is, and what we are going through, this is not some whimsical idea. That Krishna didn't, it's not like some God just decided, I'm bored today, so I'm going to create the universe and I'm going to put all the souls in there, and then those who realize that they have to worship me, they go to heaven and the rest go to hell forever. It's not so whimsical. It's not that kind of a whimsical idea. There's a reason why we're present in this world, and the reason is ourselves. The reason is because we wanted to enjoy separately from Krishna, and Krishna has created this arrangement. But then our duty, after reading all this, reading all the Bhagavatam and reading all this, is not to speculate more, but is to engage in practical worship of Krishna. We have to engage in worshipping Krishna. And the reason we have to read all this is to understand that I should not be worshipping or doing anything and everything that I think is right. There's a particular system, there's a particular order in the universe, and there's a particular purpose as to why I'm here. And unless I understand that purpose, I cannot actually benefit myself. I cannot actually attain happiness. I'm sitting in a car. If I don't know the purpose of why I'm sitting in the car, how can I be happy? There's a difference between sitting in different types of cars. It's like when you sit in your own car, there's one type of experience. When you sit in a police car, there's another type of experience. So there are different experiences because there are different purposes to it. Right? So when we understand the purpose of why we are present in this material universe, we can attain happiness. And so all this explanation about the creation and all this kind of thing, it happened some millions and millions and millions and millions of years ago. What does it have to do with me? It has everything to do with us. Those millions and millions of years ago, the creation happened because of you, me, and everyone present over here. So this is why we are expected to understand this. And when we understand this, what do we do? What is this? What's that verse? In the 8th chapter, 8.15. Sometimes I remember this. No. Ananyas cheta satatam yomam smarati nitya saha. After that. Mamupetya punarjanma dukkhalayam ashashvatam napnuvanti mahatmana samsiddhim paramam gataha. That mamupetya punarjanma, that by worshipping me, once attaining me, punarjanma, they don't have rebirth. Where? In dukkhalayam ashashvatam, in this temporary miserable material world. That Krishna defines this material world as dukkhalayam ashashvatam. Dukkhalayam means dukkha alayam. Alayam means temple, actually. Temple or house. So house of dukkha. Dukkha means misery. Dukkha means sadness. So this material world is a house of sadness. It's a very strong definition. Just like we say haunted house. There's a little punch to that word when you say haunted house. So there's a lot of expletives there. But so similarly, when Krishna is using the word dukkhalayam, it's worse than a haunted house. It's completely miserable. And he says ashashvatam, and he says it's on top of all this, it's temporary. So we cannot remain permanently in this material. All these living entities are trying so hard. Oh, I want to become the president. I want to earn as much as money as possible. I want to own the whole island of Manhattan. All these kind of desires. But how long can you hold on these things? You can't. You're temporary. You'll be gone. So therefore, the intelligent, he understands that this world is misery and world is full of misery and is temporary, and he learns from the Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam the source of all incarnations of Krishna, and that Krishna is also the source of himself, and that he is supposed to worship Krishna. By worshipping Krishna, napnuvanti mahatmana samsiddhim paramam gataha, that he will not be born again, but rather he will attain Krishna, and he will not be born in this material world again, nor suffer again, but eternally situate himself in his constitutional position of loving Krishna and serving him, and thus actually attaining the happiness which Śrīla Prabhupada says is actually the soul right. It's the right of the soul to be happy. It's who we are, because Krishna likes to be happy, so we also like to be happy. We're his part and parcels. So this is why all this is explained, these complex understandings of the creation and all this. Sometimes it's like when you read through the Bhagavatam, it's like, Prabhu, it's just so complex, it's so hard. He's talking about all these different types of material creation, all these universes and these elements and this and that. It's so hard. No, but these are things that are meant to fix us in worshipping Krishna. Therefore, there's 9 cantos before we come to Krishna's pastimes in the 10th canto. To understand all this. Why are we worshipping Krishna? Why are we asked to get up in the morning? Why are we chanting Hare Krishna? This is all explained in the Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. Alright, I'll stop here. Any questions or comments? I'll take them. Yes, Prabhu.
Thank you, Prabhu, for the class. Can you explain how exactly Śrīla Vishnu is related to the Paramatma in the heart? Because Śrīla Vishnu describes kind of a person, and Paramatma is just partial feature of...
He's also a person. We are also partial features of Krishna. We are also persons. Right? So, Krishna, everything. Ramadi Murti Shukala Niyamena Tishta Nana Avatara Makarod Bhuvaneshu Kintu Krishna Swayam Sabhavatah Paramah Pumanya Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. So, Ramadi Murtishu, Rama Adi refers to actually, generally we understand Rama as Raghupati Raghava Raja Ram. But Ramadi Murtishu actually refers to starts with Balaram, because that's the first expansion of Krishna. Rama Adi, from Balaram, everything expands. So Balaram is the first expansion. So Rama Adi, how are they? All Murtishu. They're forms. All the way down to the material world. So Śrīla Prabhupada, so these 3 Purusha incarnations, they're all actually super souls. So the Karnodakasai Vishnu is the super soul of the Mahatattva, of that full cloud, of that material cloud that is floating in the spiritual world. The Karnodakasai Vishnu is the super soul of that cloud. And because he is the super soul, now again, the material universe, because matter is the shadow of Krishna. That also is explained in the Brahma Samhita. That what's that verse again? No. that is explained that chayeva yasya bhuvanani bhibarti durga. So yes, Shrishti Shriti Pralaya Sadhana Shakti Rekha, that the creation, destruction and maintenance. Shrishti Shriti Pralaya Sadhana Shakti Rekha. Chaya refers, this is a name for, it's a very common Indian name also. Chaya refers to shadow, and is another name of Durga. She is the shadow of Krishna. In the Bhagavatam also, which is that, where is it explained? It says, back of Krishna is the universal form. Maybe, I don't remember. It was explained in the Bhagavatam how, Maya, the illusory energy, is a shadow of Krishna. So what does that mean? The shadow of Krishna a shadow of something cannot exist independent of the object. So therefore, the material universe, Krishna has to be present in it. So therefore he goes in as a super soul. Otherwise the material universe cannot exist. It has to be supported by Krishna. So he goes there as a super soul, as Karnodakasai Vishnu. Then he creates these material universes. Again, the material universes cannot exist. The small andas, the small globes, golden eggs, they cannot exist independent of Krishna. So again, Karnodakasai Vishnu expands himself as Garbhodakasai Vishnu and is the super soul of the material universes. Then where is the Paramatma? Then when the universe is actually created by Brahma, there's so many things that have been created now. Now Krishna has to enter into everything. Therefore he is present in every atom of the material universe. And he is present with the spirit soul also. Why is he? Now interestingly, the Paramatma does not accompany the spirit soul once he is in the spiritual world. The Paramatma is not present inside the soul. The Paramatma is present beside the soul. Because the soul is the spirit's part. It's part and parcel of Krishna himself. So the super soul is present in our bodies to sustain our body. We think we are the sustainer, we think we are the maintainer of our body. We are not the maintainer of our bodies. The super soul, Paramatma, is sitting in our heart. He is maintaining our bodies. He is keeping this body going. Therefore, in the Bhagavad Gita, it is stated that Upadashta Anumantacha, that the functions of the Paramatma is that he oversees and he sanctions. He's overseeing, and what is he saying? Because he's sanctioning. If I am talking today, it's because the Paramatma has sanctioned. If anyone is walking on the street, it is because the Paramatma has sanctioned. The Paramatma has given permission. And on what basis does the Paramatma give permission? Not whimsical. It's based on one's karma, one's activities. And in this way, the Kshirodakasai Vishnu is also Paramatma. He's present everywhere, sustaining. Any other questions or comments?
The Kshirodakasai Vishnu, the demigods can only approach him?
Yes.
They can't approach the other.
Even Brahma cannot approach Garbhodakasai Vishnu. Brahma was created by Garbhodakasai Vishnu. So it's explained again also it also comes in the Bhagavatam, it comes in the Brahma Samhita also, that Brahma was created, and he created it. He realizes that first of all he looks in four directions and four heads pop out of nowhere, and he's like, wow. And then he's sitting on this lotus, and everywhere is just darkness. He doesn't know why he's there, what he's doing. Then so there's only the lotus. So he enters the stem of the lotus and tries to go to reach the source of the stem. But he keeps going, he's never able to reach it. And then he comes up, and then he's bewildered, and he hears a voice, tapa, austerity, perform penance. And so then he performs penance for 100 years, and then Krishna reveals himself to him, and then the Brahma Samhita also is revealed in that exchange between the Lord.
Which Purusha was actually speaking to Brahma at that point? It was a Purusha that was...
Garbhoda Kasai Vishnu.
Uh,
Garbhoda Kasai Vishnu instructed
yeah.
Brahma to perform penance, but then by the mercy of Garbhoda Kasai Vishnu, who is non-different from Krishna, the entire spiritual world was revealed to Brahma, and he had vision of that spiritual world, and the purpose of his creation and his duties were elucidated to Brahma. So you came to know. So the demigods are created later, and so they approach Śrīla Kasai Vishnu. They don't have access. Garbhoda Kasai Vishnu is beyond them.
Thank you.
It's amazing. It's really complex, but when one understands the majesty, because one understands what is Supreme Personality of Godhead. What is God? God is amazing. What is amazing? Amazing is achintya, beyond our level of what we can conceive. Because sometimes when people read about the pastimes of Krishna, he's stealing butter, he's playing with the gopis, he's playing with his cowherd boys, and then they think, what kind of God is this? So therefore there are 9 cantos explaining this, and Krishna is not some ordinary cowherd boy. And then when we understand this, and then we look at Krishna's pastimes and say, wow, such a personality, yet in Krishna's original form, he likes to just enjoy with his devotees. So, yeah. Prabhu?
Just to comment what you're saying, then question. But yeah, like you're saying with the demigods with the system that they approach Brahma when they have some problem. The Brahma goes to Śrīla Vishnu, but he doesn't even so much approach them directly. He just goes to the shore.
Yeah.
That is through some mental. It's not
right.
Such a big interaction.
Right.
When I very first started, kind of reading about the process of the, if creation is the right word, but the whole understanding of how the universes are created and maintained. It's very there's a lot of information there, and it's definitely something beyond our experience. But Prabhupada gives that story of the frog in the well, that it's that we can't understand something so great and so big with our tiny brain. But there's really no other, at least as far as I've read and heard, there's nobody else given any understanding of how things are created. They have the Big Bang Theory, which is is a theory, and then there's what the Bible, God said, 7 days, let there be light, and then there was light, and then that's about that. It's really small and compact. I'm sure some other things are there too about creation, but it's very detailed. And another thing too, which I appreciated also, is when you have the sense organs and the elements that are created, they're one after another, and it's something that you can actually perceive. Yeah. So you have the ether, there's sound, and the air, there's sparsha touch. Yeah. Then from that fire. Yeah. Sight, and then it's it's like a science to it. Yeah. So that was something that really amazed me. The other comment was the beginning. We're talking about witch doctor. This is a small thing. So my understanding was that he was a Yuga avatar, but is Yuga avatar also Leela? Is he Yuga avatar, Leela avatar? How does that exactly work? Yeah, the explanation that is given is that when Krishna appears, all the Yuga avatar appears with him, and when Krishna kills and all this kind of thing, it's the Yuga avatar that is performing his duty when he instructs and things like that. But Krishna as such, he just comes and performs his pastimes. So it's a similar thing. That you have Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, there are 2 reasons why he appears. One is the external and the internal. But the internal reason is not to come and is not about saving the conditioned souls. The internal is to just come and enjoy his pastimes. Experience the mood of Srimati Radharani, and experience her intense feelings of separation and love for Krishna. That's why Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared. So, similarly with Krishna, he appeared to enjoy with his devotees. But then, when Krishna appears in the material world, all the other incarnations appear with him. So, the Yuga avatars are those who appear in every age.
to remind the spirit souls about bhakti, about devotional service to Krishna, and about their constitutional position. So, when Krishna appears, Rama appears, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appears, they all come with him. And then there are Yuga avatars where minor incarnations. So this is a whole subject again explained by our acharyas, delineated. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has explained in his teachings to who's it? Sanatana Goswami. Yeah, it's amazing. And then even in the Bhagavatam, the first comment is like, there's one perspective of creation, then there's another perspective of creation, then there's another perspective of creation, and it's like, wow. Interestingly, there's not so many perspectives for destruction. Huh?
Yeah.
It's just boom, everything. It's just like, there's just, it's just, no rain for 100 years, then rain for 100 years, and then Shankarshan gets angry and blows, and he burns up the whole universe, and this is all done, over, finished. So, but creation has a lot to it. Destructions like this. And that's the nature of the material world also. It takes so long to build something, and then everything just collapses so quickly. It takes so long to put money in your bank account, and you swipe it, it's gone. That's so easy. It's so easy to deplete your bank account. It's so hard to keep filling it. It's everything in the material world is like that. So, any other questions, comments? All right. Hare Krishna. Grantharaj Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam ki jai, Śrīla Prabhupada ki jai.